Nog genoeg op.
Ben je met rood getekend?
Je mag ook zeggen.
Nee, wacht even op partie.
Je kunt voor mij fiets wel gewoon rijden.
Ja, hoe zie je dan dat het de mat is?
Dan doe ik die volgende.
elle établira le temps de référence. So this will be our reference time for her, and she clocks a 4:43.
Con i 4:55 402 nel secondo.
So second place for the Italian from road racing.
Va infatti al primo, no, secondo posto, 4:43:17, perde qualcosa. And she crosses the line. And here at Val Di Sole, Third place.
in third place.
Also.
nor Oscar, your current top three, but I think that may be set to change if Sasha Ernest can get that transition down the line. He's just on clips, gets pedaling just to try and get clipped back into the pedal.
That's so hard. I love the way.
10.8 now.
10 seconds with a mistake as well. I love the way she's nose wheelie and just release the front brake. Just so talented, because that's what you have to do.
There are spots of rain at the finish as we speak. It's pretty overcast here, but the light conditions perfect in Val Di Sole, and someone making good sense of them is Sasha Ernest. Cedric, this has been a great run.
Oh, it's an insane run. Like, she did exactly what she had to do, attack on the perfect area. There's wood section when it's a lot of time and she's cranking so hard.
Ernest now down towards the line, styles it up over the last jump. Ernest crosses the line, 12.4 seconds faster.
What a ride!
And look who's there to celebrate with her, Van Leuven. She likes the look of that one.
And she looked way controlled, like not in danger, just a little bit on that left
right
corner.
On the ragged edge. And here we go then. Amy Kenyon leaves the start out for Pink Bike Racing. What can she do about this?
From Great Britain.
Massive time. Clee from the run of Van Leuven.
I love the way some riders, you know, just give a little trick on the jumps just to feel comfortable and like, okay, come on, let's go now.
Let's jump on board the drone then, as she's 10 seconds back at the second split now. It's not on her way up the top, Cedric.
No, it's not. When you're 10 seconds on split 2, you need to find a solution really quick. If not, it's going to add up all the way down.
Yep, Kenyon on her way down now. We are still in a state of shock here in the commentary booth after that run from Sasha Ernest. First time we've seen her this year from New Zealand, and I don't think it's going to be the last with runs like that.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Absolutely superb.
Yeah, well, especially on the track like this, probably the hardest of the whole season.
Kenyon some 5 or 6 kilometers back in the speed trap compared to that time of Ernest.
That's funny, eh? The way, you know, like it's carrying into the left there, like with off camber. Like those corners here in, with all this fast face, really complicated to don't lose the front, like I said earlier, like so different sometimes, you know, between like a nice brander with a lot of grip and all of a sudden it was just like an explosion of dust. And this is really going to be really hard for the riders today. 18 seconds back on split number 4.
Back. Yeah, no, it hasn't gone Amy Kenyon's way today. But this is Val Di Sole, Bikeland in Trentino, home of the Black Snake. A track that has just come to really loom large over the history books of downhill for some time now. It doesn't get much steeper or fiercer.
Yeah, it's so hard, this braking zone with that speed, and it's so difficult. Such a physical track. I mean, we're talking about 4 minutes and a half of like pure charging and beating.
Amy Kenyon down to the line then. Crosses the line 22.3 seconds back. Off that time was Sasha Ernest. Valentina Roa Sanchez in the gate then for Transition Factory Racing. Transition really supporting the junior racers this season. Great to see as well. A bike brand with plenty of pedigree. The young Colombian then.
Yeah, it's nice to see Colombian rider up the front.
Yep, the second last to go.
Oh, the double there, it's
12.6 back though.
Yeah, no, you see she's getting kicked back really hard physically to be able to accept that. I mean, we're not talking about, you know, a Leo Gang track or Lanza rider. This is a totally different track. This is really physical, less pedaling, but you need, you know, to carry speed all the way down, and especially to the second half of the track. When it's getting steeper.
It is getting steeper, and it's just an absolutely brutal place to race bikes. You can see conditions continuing to evolve up there. There's no more rain down the finish area where we are, so hopefully we'll get a dry men's race as well coming up after this, straight after this. 54.8 through the speed trap for Roa Sanchez, but she's 16.7 back now.
Yeah, she's going backward a little bit here, like she's getting tired, like not the speed she should have. And it's getting harder, like I'd say, speed is your friend at the bottom.
Sasha Ernest has really torn up the form book here. She was the fastest qualifier yesterday, some 4.5 ahead of Eris van Leuven, but...
send it big on that one.
Sent it deep and sideways off the top of that one. see the cross-country riders warming up to the left-hand side of your shot there.
Oh, she's cranking so hard. This is so nice. She's giving everything she has there.
Roa Sanchez then down to the line. 18.935 seconds back then. Off that time of Sasha Ernest, which is looking extremely good. Currently ranked second in the world, Roa Sanchez, and she had absolutely nothing to do about that time.
Yeah, she's third right now.
Here we go then. In the number 1 plate, Lisa Bouladou.
Bouladou, Lisa.
She leads the overall at the start of this one.
Way inside here.
The points leader's vest on her back, and she has got a job of work on if she wants to beat that time.
You see that this braking bumps, you know, like all those turbulence on suspension. This is right away, it's game on.
Let's rejoin. Oh, Bouladou's been down.
Oh, it cost a little time.
So
whoa.
That means that Sasha Ernest, unless Bouladou can do something absolutely incredible, and she did look fast down there to be fair to her.
Yeah, she went on the ground for a reason. She's trying hard.
Sasha Ernest starting. It might just be starting to dawn on her that she may well have done enough.
Yeah, 9 seconds off on split. It's going to be really hard.
Back.
You know, this is the kind of track, you know, you need to attack hard. You know, no shame about, you know, going on the floor because you're pushing. I mean, it's a World Cup. You want to win. You start last.
Records here, isn't it?
That's the way it is.
Yeah,
you know?
there is absolutely
no regrets. You have to go for it.
Well, it's so steep and so fierce the whole way down. It's kind of how you ride it, is all-out attack, isn't it? It's the only way to survive it.
Yeah, and
Bouladou then heading down towards the line through that last big left-hander, getting nice and low through there. Your current overall leader, Lisa Bouladou, 12 seconds back. Where's this going to slot her in now as she heads the line on that final jump? Bouladou pedals for the line, and she goes 14 seconds back into third position.
Yes.
And look at the scenes as Sasha Ernest celebrates her first ever UCI Mountain Bike Downhill World Cup Junior Women's win. Iris van Leuven looks as excited about it as she does.
What a margin as well, you know, like
Huge.
that's huge because we're talking about techniques, we're talking about a long run, fatigue. I mean, wow.
Sasha Ernest, Cedric, just looked like
yeah, stuck.
she balanced on that fine line of grip and control the whole way down it.
Today, you have to be able to ride that red line. You need to be able to dance and flirt a little bit with that danger. If you want to win, that's the way you have to do in Val Di Sole.
Well, here's how it went down in Val Di Sole. Sasha Ernest takes the win ahead of Iris van Leuven. Lisa Bouladou, the overall leader, was third. Valentina Roa Sanchez from Colombia in fourth, and Leigh Bonheur, the first woman out of the gate, in fifth. Taylor Osgaard, Kenyan, and Ronka. There we go, and rest assured, as Cedric was telling us about how you've got to dance the dance, he was doing a dance as well, but you can see how dusty. Look at that.
She was on the edge. You see the way she released the front brake when she see like she dived too much into a front travel, the front fork. She released the front brake just to make sure she don't go all the way into the travel, and that's really smart today, especially when you're in the fesh like this.
Yeah, absolutely superb control from Sasha Ernest.
It's a lot of work, and you can see everyone is happy, you know, when it pay off like this with such a victory. This is wow, it's pride.
This is why we're all here then. Here are the standings then after that one. Bouladou from Roa Sanchez, just 20 points in it now. Van Leuven's in third. Kenyan, fourth. Petrovska, fifth. Let's see how she did it then.
She was so fast right away, cranking hard, getting comfortable, you know, like body language really high up, looking forward, like to the next corner, really important, and still the same position here. It means like she's still fresh, you know? You know, body language don't lie. She's still, when your head is still high like this, it means you're still good. And lost the front here because fesh is not like a technical. Here, it's a little bit of a technical problem. She went halfway on two lines. She realized, but she managed to.
We just saw what's key here, I think, as well in Val Di Sole. And Leogang and Lenzerheide, any mistake, and you're in trouble. Here, you can make a mistake as long as you keep moving forward.
Exactly, you're totally right.
I'm with the winner of the Junior Women's Downhill Final, Sasha Ernest. Now, what a comeback after sustaining a concussion in Lenzerheide. You're back here, and what a way to come back with a victory.
Thank you. Back on the bike because I spent so much time off, but this is such a good way to come back.
And just to maybe talk about Eris and how she came to congratulate you at the end. I mean, it really shows the kind of conviviality that there is between you riders as well.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'd love to see that everywhere, but like coming from back home, me and Eris, such a small country, New Zealand, like it's so cool to see us on the top.
Absolutely. And just maybe tell us about the run, about how you managed it today. I mean, you were almost 12 and a half seconds faster than Eris.
Yeah, I don't even know how that happened. My good friend Jenna at the top said, take a smooth run, just get a result. But I was like, oh man, I want this win. It was a bit sketchy on the way down, had like 3 kind of big, almost offs, but we kept it together, so that was good.
Fantastic, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
There you have it then, that's how she did it.
Yeah, she don't know how, but I'll tell you how. She just didn't touch that brake, those brakes so hard, you know, like she was just floating with the line, getting comfortable, but if a mistake comes, she was dealing with it, because mistake comes with speed. Then, like you said, it is one of the track, you can make mistake and still make it happen.
Yeah, very, very different taping here this year in Val Di Sole, and what we mean by that is how the course is actually marked and how it moves through the woods section. So more corners than we've seen in the past, which slows the speed down, but the surface is better, so that brings it back up again. And
no, they did the perfect taping because they didn't break it. They make the ride safer. The track still really fast. I think the way they managed it, I think it's just brilliant. Like I saw in practice, everyone was having fun when they used to be really scared about this track.
yeah,
And now they like it.
It's a scary, scary place. But here are your junior men's downhill standings currently. Bodie Kuhn, Henry Kiefer, Christian Hauser, Raphael Pelletier, Leo Abella, winner last time out, Hugo Marini, Pinkerton, Hooter, Castellanos, Libral, and Jewett. So at this stage, we should make a bit of a public apology, Cedric. We had to get out of this. We literally had to get out of this race last time out because our commentary booth was filling with water during the rain.
Yes, and I didn't understand why you stand up and people leave, and they tell me, Cedric, you need to get out. I'm like, why? We're live.
We were happy enough, and they asked us if we were happy enough. Then we looked down at the floor and we saw a few power adapters and some water on the floor, and we thought it's probably best just to get out of here.
Security's first.
But key to us getting out of here was that we did miss an absolutely incredible couple of runs from both Kiefer and Kuhn, who were both up. They were green at one stage on a really, really wet track in Leogang. Absolutely superb. So if you are just joining us, hello and welcome to Val Di Sole in Trentino in Italy for the third round of the UCI mountain bike downhill junior men's World Cup. And what a day it is to go race. We just had a scintillating junior women's race. Junior men's race should be every bit as unpredictable. Here is your start list. Caden Gray will get us underway. And Tegan Cruz, Ryan Hastings, Will Haynes, Castellanos Libral, Thurlow, Viardo, Albon, Griffiths. And then into the business end of things. As I say, Leo Abella there for Commensal Lesor, our winner last time out. Marini, Pinkerton, Kuhn, Hauser and Kiefer. What a top 5 that is with Hooter as well.
And the way it works is going to be faster and faster from the first rider all the way to the finish. It's going to be some business today.
It is a serious, serious race. It's completely unpredictable. Junior practice has become one of the big draws of the weekend.
Yes, those junior, they look so young and so nice like this, but when the helmet on and the goggles on,
it's full send.
It's full send.
Full send here as ever. And the crowds are starting to gather at the bottom of the Black Snake track here in Val Di Sole, Trentino. There's the famous sign and the famous fly-off jump into that fast left-hand corner. just below it.
It used to be like Val Nord and Val Di Sole, the two hardest track now, but now we have a new track in Val Nord. Like Val Di Sole is definitely like the super long and really tough one where dirt was almost gone.
Yeah, so they have, it's almost as if they've got one of those planes that they fill with water to dump on forest fires, but they just dumped material up there, really.
Exactly, and a different kind of dirt because it's, they dump some fresh fish.
There's Tegan Cruz getting ready for this one. Young man with a big, big future ahead of him. Just checking things over on the Trek Factory Racing session.
No checking, just putting the right gear for the gate. You know, important to start with the right gear, and you look maybe every 20 seconds. You look back if he didn't move, even if you don't touch the lever, you're still looking if it's still there. You know, because you don't want to go with the wrong gear, like too hard or too easy. Then you always look like I am on the right one. You try one time, you're like, oh, maybe should I grab one more? You know, it's always hard. You're always thinking things like that, you know.
So the third round in of this year's UCI World Cup for the downhill riders. We've had two tracks so far in Lenzerheide and Leogang, really super fast, real sort of bike parky, all out, all attack tracks where one mistake can equal massive time off the clock. But as we saw in the junior women's here in Val Di Sole, it's that steep, there are that many line choices and that many options that one mistake doesn't put you out of it at all. You can make it up. You've got options here.
And I would say even more. You can make more than one mistake as long as you're not touching so much the brakes. And there we go.
Here we go then. Caden Gray for Outlaw United from the USA gets us underway for our first look at the Black Snake here in Val Di Sole Bikeland. We had big, big rain this morning. Not that you could tell from that shot as the roost flies up from the corner, but it really, really helped. Yesterday, just the amount of dust and...
Oh, you see the color of the dirt, you know, still.
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
almost like smoke actually when it puffs up.
Exactly.
It's that fine.
It's changing little by little, it's drying up, and you see like the rider look the front really high, you know, like it's a setup everyone is doing lately, like standing on the step down, rising up the front, like the underbar or the clamps, or maybe like a little, on the cup, just making the front 1 centimeter higher. Oh, he's charging those lines. I saw it this morning. That's definitely the line. But like I say, be careful on that top part. 3 lines here. Really important to find out which one works for you.
Yep. Remember, I think it was actually a Lloyd Bruni quote that the most important section in Val Di Sole is the bit where the trees start and the bit where the trees end, which is basically 4/5 of the whole track. So.
It's charging. He feels comfortable now. He feels really comfortable. He's charging those wood section.
Yep, Caden Gray cracking on here on that Commensal V5 Supreme, the Commensal Supreme. That frame set really has become the privateer racer's choice of weaponry, and you can see just how deep that dirt is. Dust sort of, it's sticking together okay, but it wouldn't take a lot more heat for it to become really treacherous like it was yesterday. Really slippery turn there with a lot of sort of like soapy sort of rocks coming out of it.
Yeah, that actually corner, when you saw in the little drop before the dust, I saw Danny Hart crashing yesterday, just trying to stop and lose the front. Really hard to judge the grip, really. But like you say, it will not take much time to have it really dry again. This part of the track is probably the most challenging one up there. Like you're getting tired. It's a lot of lines. It's really rough, and you have to be clear to make the right decision. And you need to be confident as well with your setup. If you did the right setup, the right tires.
Let's head on to the drone now. And we get a sense of how steep it is for this place. And
how rough it is.
That sort of really, really pale brown of the dirt here makes it really hard to see all those holes and those roots and to find your line. It's the back end of the bike getting a big kick there.
Yeah, because things are coming so fast into your back wheel, you know? Like sometimes you see like here, like sliding left and right. Sometimes the rebound is maybe too quick.
By that you mean the speed that the suspension's resetting itself.
Exactly, right? Resetting itself. Then you want to have a little bit of rebound to make sure you get the full travel to the next hit again. But you know, sometimes if you have the rebound too slow, it's not coming back to the normal, to the full suspension again. Then you're packing up.
So about 200 millimeters plus of wheel movement on these downhill bikes, suspension travel, as Cedric says, and controlling how the bike moves through that suspension cycle is absolutely critical to going fast and downhill, just as it is in motorsport, really.
Exactly, but I think it's even harder in mountain biking because the high speed, slow speed, rebound, compression. I mean, it's a lot of. That's why a lot of people are using computer to help for better setting and not losing so many runs in training.
Caden Gray then off that big fly-off drop, 25 meters plus marked out there. You don't want to go out the outside of that big left-hander as they come back towards the finish line now. He'll get on the pedals, he'll see that finish line jump, hear the noise. Caden Gray then crosses the line with our benchmark time for the junior men of 4 minutes 9.52. So just for some context, the fastest quality time yesterday, Ryan Pinkerton, was a 3:45. Tegan Cruz now in the gate, the big Canadian for Track Factory Racing. Gets us on their way in this run then.
It's so hard to tell yourself that those racers are juniors by the speed, you know? So hard.
Tegan Cruz, big guy as well on the bike.
Big guy, yeah, like super strong.
And he's up here at the 4 split by 7.2 as we jump down the bottom of the track off this fly-off gap now.
And it's huge on that track, 7 seconds there.
Whoa, that's a lot on the Black Snake.
And he attacked all the way because you can see 3, 6, 7, 58 kilometers an hour.
Nearly 60 kilometers an hour.
That's fast.
Tegan Cruz keeping it on the ground, pedaling furiously across the line, 7.8 seconds to the good. And he may well have just bought himself a good sit in the hot seat with that one. As we head back for Ryan Hastings at the top now. For Kiwi DH, what can he do about it? Cedric, I'm excited for this one. These times are going to tumble, aren't they?
Yeah, because we're already under 4. But like you say, the best time was 3:45. Then there's still room to play.
There is indeed. Ryan Hastings, and he get close to it now. We wait to see what his split times say. And he's 6.2 back now, so Hastings not going his way on that pivot.
It's hard now when you start to fight, you know, against your bike and the track. You know you're losing time.
You mentioned actually I thought it was very interesting in the junior women's race, just about that sort of theory about speed can be your friend here because you can get up onto the rocks. You're not getting stuck in between them.
Exactly. Speed is your friend. It sounds weird, but if you carry a little bit more speed, it's just like you don't hit the rock and the big hole and the braking bump so hard and losing speed.
Second fastest for Ryan Hastings then. Will Haynes pushing a massive gear out.
Yes, exactly.
Maybe he failed your test.
He felt me. Always need to try your gear before the start. It happens so many times to the best races. You know, wrong gear at the start. Losing the front there. You see, it's not so easy those corners. You know, they look bike parky, but look at the door.
Will
Right
Haynes
down.
goes down, and that was going wrong from some way up there, and he's stuck in the net.
And that's a fetch. You think you're on the right line, but all of a sudden you try to turn and nothing is happening. This is the fetch. This is what's happening. You try to look for the line under that dust, but nothing is happening.
It's so easy to get these bikes just on a tram line in that deep dirt where you're trying to brake, you're trying to turn, and the thing just wants to go straight on. That we saw there, understeers his way off the course as the marshals do their work. Get that bike out of the way. Back up to the top then. And it's Daniel Castellanos Liberal.
And you say something really interesting as well. You know,
Did I?
Yeah. No, the bike setup, suspension, 200 mil. On the edge here, right away. That's not the way you want to start. But as well, the brakes. I mean, the 203 rotors. You need big brakes because you don't want to have your overheat. You know, the brakes.
Some of them work to about 230 millimeter, and that's the disc that these disc brakes have, and that.
Yeah, you need to stop that bike, you know, when you want to.
You need to stop it, but you also crucially need to get off the brakes to let them cool down as well.
Exactly. To release them when you start to have the lever getting really hard, this is mean overheating. It means no good. And the smell, you smell it.
I always associate that smell with a key performance from myself. Like I've really done a good run whenever I get that.
No, it means like you're too much on the brakes.
1.9 back then for the Spaniard.
Yeah, it's a good run, eh?
Good run.
He knows.
He looks happy with that.
Hey, 1.9 today on that track, on the Black Snake.
Happy days. Looking further though then for mock-off Young Guns. Just getting a little bobble out of the gate.
It's because the angle of that start. He's too mistaken the start gate and the second corner.
And now you just need to rein it back in.
Yeah, reset button. Where it is? Where it is?
I don't know if any of these junior men have a resetting button, but he's 6.5 back now, Cedric. Has that just disrupted his flow a wee bit, maybe?
Yeah, well, it definitely affects you when right away, out of the gate, you're hitting the crank on the ground, almost 60k an hour.
Oh.
Like you point me, he's going fast at the bottom. But
Yeah, the back end just jumped out on him there.
yeah, but when you make those two mistakes, extended it deep there. Oh, foot down, flat out. I like
Going
that.
for frequent flyer miles off the gap and making it just about with a foot off, but yeah, he'll have lost some time with that, but I'd give it.
Oh, he gave it all.
Tell you what, he threw everything at the wall there.
Yeah, he's cross-eye at the end.
6.5 back. Here we go then, Kimi Viardot in the Continental Champions jersey of Europe.
Important, one of the only rider riding the bus suspension. That's you know, like the part of different setup as well. People using Fox or RockShox. Here we have Boss.
Olivier Bossard, of course.
He looks good. He's good. Yeah.
1.6 seconds. Look at the big inside there.
Line. Great inside line. I was thinking that line was a little bit like dangerous to go for it.
It looks dangerous from here.
Yeah, because it's a big gap.
Just getting bucked slightly on landing there.
Good grip there. The bike is working really well under his feet.
Kimi Viardot then heading for the line. What can he do? Is he going to go into the hot seat? Viardot down to the line, stops the clock.
Nice one.
Into the hot seat with a 3:49.7, so still slightly behind yesterday's fastest quality time.
Yeah.
Big and Cruz makes way for him, but this one starting to heat up in Val Di Sole. Lewis Albon now from Australia for Team High Country.
Like I say, another player as well on suspension. All-ins on that bike too. We see almost everything. All the big brands are working hard, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, super aggressive and really low in the corners. That's what you want to see. Oh, nice one.
2/10 to the good now.
Oh, he's aggressive. Where it's really hard. Different line here on the outside. A little bit more terrain.
Whoa. The back end really just skims down that really steep bit.
Yeah, but he looked good. Well controlled. You know, at this part of the track, normally you don't need he's on the edge and he gets some more.
That was so close to disaster there from Lewis Albon as he heads down the line now, gets his head down and cranks it towards the line. Is he going to do enough here? The Australian stops the clock just outside it. And that little mistake in the corner may have been the difference.
Oh, but he was charging so hard and it looks so comfortable when it is critical and difficult.
Oscar Griffiths then for Resolute Racing from the UK.
Oh, they struck the second corner really hard. Bart Park area, Bart Park style.
On the Santa Cruz V10, one of the most successful race chassis in the business.
Oh, this is steep. This is a...
Oh! Griffiths with a big slam.
Yeah, but really hard. You know, he went through the trouble and he just couldn't, you know, take it anymore. His body just collapsed and he went over the bar.
He got up holding that arm but let go of it again, so hopefully he's okay. Cale Fole then, Fusion Racing. What can he do today on the white T2S?
Another New Zealand.
Yeah, another flying Kiwi.
Yeah, they have a lot of junior women, junior men. A lot of people are coming.
Mountain biking huge in New Zealand, of course. He's 2.7 seconds back though, Cedric.
Yes. On the part when you actually have to be in the green if you want to attack. That's exactly where you need to attack the track.
That third split seems to have been key so far.
Yes.
57.4 kilometers an hour so far.
Well, it's really easy to say when you're sitting like I'm doing and you doing in the booth.
Yeah, it's a perfect thing to criticize,
but, you know, we walked the track yesterday and you know that wood section, it's just getting steeper and harder and different line and a lot of rocks sticking out now. Fesh is gone in some part and you realize how deep are those big compression. Not so easy. And then charging.
Absolutely throwing it down here. 4.4 back now for Fole from Australia.
It's so good to see Australia and New Zealand following step of like Mick Hanna and Sam here and Blenky and Brooke McDonald.
The Aussie national champ crosses the line in 5th then. Back up to the top for Callum Morris from Ireland then. Young man from Ballyliffin and Donegal.
Can't believe how aggressive are the Ireland rider.
Oh, we're coming, yeah.
Oh, so hard.
here.
So aggressive and not afraid.
This young man apparently made a downhill track on a mountain that finishes in his back garden, handily.
And how many seconds? 30?
I don't know, yeah.
That's what I find the most impressive.
Yeah, exactly.
How you can be so good in such difficult track, even if it's on 3.5 seconds on split 4. I mean, how and where do you train? Yeah, on small hills.
Downhill scene massive in Ireland at the minute. Jamie, his dad, pulling any hair he has left out, waiting for the finish line as Callum kicks up some dust in the most famous left-hander in mountain biking. 58 kilometres an hour now as he heads down the line. The man from Donegal, what can he do? Morris crosses the line, 4th place, 5 seconds back.
4th place today.
Yeah.
Means technically, you're good.
It means good.
Really.
Yeah, plenty more to come from him. Dane Jewett then. He really, really entertained us in Lenzerheide with his run. All action style of riding, pedaling absolutely everywhere. Both wheels seldom on the ground at the same time, the Canadian.
With a stock bike, is he on the air shock or coil? This is important to see, I think, today because, he's on the limit.
Skimming there.
Oh, he's an air shock.
On the air shock, so yeah, 2 types of shock on these bikes, both coil and air springs.
That's different. I talked to some of the people from Fox as well. It's all about the feeling of the rider and really important the way they work.
He's really close here, Cedric. Just interrupt you as he heads down towards the line. He's within a second as he comes down to the line. What can Jewett do? Jewett! 1.8 seconds outside the time of Kimi Viardot, the European champion.
This is to show you how tight it is. 1.8 seconds for top 3.
In Val Di Sole of all places.
On the Black Snake.
Evan Metcalf then, Evolve Racing, prepares to roll the dice 500 or 600 times as he heads out to the start hut. Also want to comment, Sal.
You can see those braking bumps. You see the turbulence there. Huh? The wheels are working, suspension.
Fast through there, Metcalf.
Yeah.
What will the split say, though? We haven't seen anyone else do that inside line, though, Cedric.
No.
He was well outside there into the deep dust. Metcalf, he's within a second. He's just 8/10 back now. He was faster throughout the run.
Yeah, he made a mistake there. We saw it live.
The American just happened to absorb so much impact on landing as Evan Metcalf from the USA heads down towards the line now.
Viardot had a crazy inside line, and I think today that's a perfect line.
Metcalf, 2.6 seconds back. Just knocks Morris out in the top 5.
Big battle in the junior. This is
Junior men's is tight racing at the minute. Don Platt then leaves the start hut for Atherton. Continental Atherton, excuse me, from the UK. Oh.
Shoulders in. Maybe a little bit too much, those shoulders. Be careful on those berms.
Yeah, constantly on a bike, this lad. You never see him not sat on a push bike around the pits. Loves it.
Yeah, more time on the bike. That's what you want.
4/10 up at the second split. He's within a second as he heads down towards the line.
He's pretty much on contact for sure on split 4 when you're only 1 second off. You can make some time.
Just hops over to give himself a slightly wider line through that right-hander, and then it's a long burning pedal towards the line for Don Platt from the UK. And he is, third place.
Yeah, he lost
7 back. Look how tight the margins are here at Val Di Sole.
Yes, he lost quite a bit of time on the last part of the wood section and this super famous left corner at the end.
James Owen Rick then on the 32 bike.
Great Britain.
Yeah, that left-hand corner, forever famous for that 2008 Worlds run from Sam Hill, a piece of mountain biking history. Go and look it up on YouTube. But look at this run from James Owen Rick, half a second up at the 4th split.
He's looking good. He was way inside there and survived that corner really good.
They're getting a kick off something in there, Cedric, because that's the 3rd or 4th time we've seen that. Big head nodder on the way down, and he's out well outside there in the dust, but cuts it back in. And he'll cut over to the right-hand side now as well.
Look how high is his front cockpit.
He's got the
so
bars,
high,
the handlebar height really high on that bike. Owen Rick then down to the line, 3rd. Rick goes 3rd.
Lost some time still.
Lost some time at the bottom.
The bottom is definitely key today.
Yep, 1.1 back.
But more far was than I was expecting. That really last section of the wood section, just maybe the 30 last second of that wood section is really critical.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, there's something in there that's making a difference.
Look, the rerun.
Kimi Viardot, then your current hot seat leader. Cedric, talk us through this.
That's the line we saw from another French rider riding for Commensal using it. That's the first time I see someone else doing it. From but being European champion, having this jersey and being able to line up those two new lines we saw on TV, it's just impressive. I mean, confidence, I mean, it's like he's ready for business.
You can see the bike just skimming the ground there as we get a rundown. Then here is your current standings. Kimi Viardot leads the way from Lewis Albon. Rick, Platt, Jewett, Metcalf, Cruz, Morris, Castellanos, Liberal and Foal in 10th. Thurlow, Hastings, Gray, Griffiths and Hayes.
Well, I like the way Kimi, basically, Viardot, just thinking outside the box a little bit, like trying some different lines, and it's paying off today. That's maybe the difference.
It seems like it worked, didn't it? It seems like it worked for Viardot.
They look so young. They're waiting for the bus to go to school. So young and so aggressive on the bike. I love that.
It's great to see, isn't it? So final 10 to come then. Lanyo, Eichhorn, Abaya, Falke, Marini, Hooter, Pinkerton, Kuhn, Hauser and Kiefer.
Lanyo, the son of the guy who was riding with me in the old days. Cyril Lanyo. Yes, it's his son. Fast.
Alan Milway just to the right hand side of your shot then, one of the biggest names in the training business. Lucas Lanyo then. You can
that's the second rider we saw doing that mistake on the second corner.
I'm wondering if that's just dried out a bit, Cedric.
Maybe those, they're loose and those rocks are not really grippy up there. And you see now he's using he used that inside line on the third corner.
Yeah, the rear axle just breaking away from underneath him there.
Oh, even that inside, that inside line just before entering on the wood section.
And here he
really
comes
difficult.
into the woods then. And once you see the trees here in Val Di Sole, it is maximum attack for the rest of the run.
Important to grab the brakes when you need it to and release them to make sure you don't stop the bike and don't go through the trouble and lose. Ooh, using the tape there.
Clips both of those poles on the way through. Lanyo.
As long as you clip them with your shoes, you're okay, right?
Yeah, that's right. As long as you keep your wheels the right side of them, that's the crucial bit. But Val Di Sole here, as you can see in front of your eyes, one of, if not the roughest track that we go to all
charging.
season.
Nice line there.
Jumps over to that little lily pad to get himself down a straighter line into this left-hander. Lanyo is 1.1 now fastest through that top
it looks so good, and he had some really nice line, and he avoid all those compression of jumping. Just avoid those compression. The track is long, it's difficult. That's a way to do it. And he's looking good.
Riding for Canyon Collective Pirelli. A squad set up to really foster some young talent, and my goodness, aren't they doing it across all the different formats? Lanyo, what's the second split going to say?
Different line there. They're really by.
Clips another pole, so millimeter stuff here from Lanyo, the big Frenchman.
Yeah. Playing with those lines all the way to the limit.
Does he ride like his dad? Did his dad ride like this?
I think he's, sorry, but Cyril, but I think he's faster than you. He looked good on the bike. You looked good as well before, but this is just better.
I'm sure Cyril won't mind you saying that. As he comes in this deep
good,
dust.
interesting line. He went halfway.
3.4 seconds.
Oh, yeah, he's creative, and that's what you need to do today.
Is that what's making the difference, Cedric?
Yes, because he makes the bike rolling. Like he keeps the bike rolling. He's not forcing the bike to stop. That's awesome what he's doing.
On that Canyon Sender, a bike really developed and evolved by Fabien Barrel for Canyon, and a racer of that pedigree, 2 times world champion, develops a bike for you. It tends to be quite good, 3.491, so he's held that margin now, 60 kilometers an hour through the speed trap just on the inside line there.
60k an hour, just entering the last tricky wood section.
Front end tried to get away there, Lanyo kept it true.
He's really well controlled on the bike, and he has some interesting line. He's thinking, like I say, outside the box. He's creative, he takes the chance, and he uses his brake wisely.
Yeah.
His braking zone are perfect. Not too much braking, release when you needed to. But this is hard. This is a really hard right corner.
3.9, so he's made half a second in there, where everyone has been losing it. Lanyo.
Yeah, being smart, and he was walking the track yesterday, and I told him, be careful, the bottom part, don't get too tired there, that's where the time is going to be made.
As you say, Cedric, controlling his braking perfectly through the woods. You never saw that rear wheel
so in control. And look, he is able to take that inside line the way he's putting his weight, you know, like they're doing in skiing for carving. That's what you want to do.
Absolutely perfect from Lucas Lanyo as he heads to the line now with a new hot seat time. Knocks 3.3 seconds off the time of Villardo.
Wow, what's that? That's a nice run. He knows.
Cedric, that bit of advice worked all right.
Yeah, the bike was...
And there is Fabian Burrell, two-time world champion. So involved with the Canyon Collective Pirelli squad to congratulate him. Rudy Eichhorn up next. Riding for Canyon Collective FMD Racing. Massive, massive talent, this young man. What can he do today?
Bright colours, that's for sure.
On another Canyon sender. Yep, the team set
Don't look as smooth.
Oh, 5.6 back for Eichhorn, 58 kilometers an hour, so mightn't be making roads into Lanyo's time.
Yeah, you see that inside line, Lanyo was outside. Oh, he's in danger in the fesh area.
Just find a big hole there, and that's the problem with this really loose, silty dirt. It hides those holes.
Yeah, exactly. It's just hiding. You put your wheels all confident, and all of a sudden you're drifting, and you don't know what happened really. Oh, he's fighting. And when you're fighting like this, you're going backward.
Yeah.
It's hard though, because you want to keep going, but your body just don't let you. And this is, and you're fighting.
We mentioned it in the junior women's race as well. Like when you just get moved back further and further on the bike on a track like steep, like you need to pull yourself forward.
Yeah, you feel like you just put the reverse mode.
Rudy Eichhorn, though, one of the big talents of UK downhill, on his way down the line now, 7 seconds back on Lanyo.
But really strong though, he saves some critical situation.
Heads towards the line, and Eichhorn crosses 8.8 back on Lanyo. So just a reminder then, the fastest qualifying time yesterday, 3:45.7, still haven't seen that beat, as Leo Abella leaves the start hut now. The winner of the last round in the Leogang, a mistake there straight away.
He went off track a little bit on that, you know, right corner, like second corner of the track. It's not the ideal, but sometimes it just could be a release as well. Okay, you made that mistake, let's go.
3.2 back for Abella now. He won that last round in Leogang, got the best of the weather before it dumped rain, and we had to evacuate the commentary booth because of, well, sort of a flooding situation, if we're honest.
Swimming pool.
A swimming pool, yeah, that neither of us wanted. But the national champion of France, take nothing away from him. You win World Cups, you win World Cups. 3 seconds back, so he is making some progress.
Yeah, he's looking good, but it's not the ride of Lanyo so far, but really early. Oh, interesting line, the same line of Villardo. That's an interesting line. He's charging.
Villardo do it as well, that big inside, it works.
He's charging.
Oh, but right on the right-hand side of that big run into that left-hand turn.
But I don't think it's going to be enough for that one, because, you know, like what Lanyo did was quite special, but we'll see.
Abella has the line second.
Oh,
so
second.
2.5 back, so that gives you a sort of margin of what Lanyo did.
Yeah, but just not enough. Lanyo was smooth all the way down, and it looked like Abella was basically charging a little bit too late. He stopped a little bit too late into the track.
Milan Falquet then.
Milan Falquet from France.
On the Santa Cruz V10, running that Olin suspension as well.
Oh, finishing up early his corner here at the top part.
Falquet was 7th in qualifying yesterday. 2.7 back now though.
2.7.
It's a lot here.
Yes, it's a lot here.
And just on clips.
Yeah, but he didn't lose too much time.
No, and that just shows you, doesn't it? You can make mistakes here. We saw it in the junior women's. Clips a pole on the way through. I don't think I've seen anybody clip as many poles as Lanyo.
Lanyo went probably a 3 or 4.
Pretty much used every millimetre of that track on the way down.
Yeah, he means like he was really clear in his head to know where he put his front tire.
You know as well, Fabian Burrell will have loved that.
That's
him.
Yeah.
Millimetre precision.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, like a little mistake here. Saved it. I'm surprised how good those young riders are, like juniors, to save some critical situation.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
3.2 seconds back at the fourth split. Milan Falque heads down the line now. What is he going to stop the clock at? Over the finish line jump. Falque crosses the line. 4.5 seconds back in sixth. Just slots in ahead of Don Platt from the UK.
Enough for six.
It's enough for sixth. He'll take it.
Yeah. I mean,
back up to the top then. Hugo Marini carrying a bit of weight on his shoulders for Commensal, muck off by riding addiction. Miriam Nicole still not back with us. Amaury Piron not back with us, but this man, Antimo Deprella, just misses a pedal there.
Missed or break the clip? We will know soon. If he cannot clip, something happened on his shoe.
His foot just came
He
out
looked
there.
like his clips. He looked like, if not, his foot would be flat. Oh, over the bar! Over the bar now, left corner.
Big crash for Hugo Marini. He's up, he's got the bike.
So much pressure as well for that rider, like you say, you know. He's basically the only rider in the team now.
Yeah, him and Deprella.
Him and Deprella, the two riders, you know.
Yeah, injuries taking their toll at muck off Commensal. We get back to the top. Mike Leon Hooter then from Switzerland. Riding that Gamux, a really, really interesting bike. A lot going on there to take in.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting bike.
Single swing arm on it.
Yeah, and he's on the air shot.
A Manitou Dorado fork, which is an upside down fork as well.
Yes.
Similar in style to a motorbike fork, really.
Yeah, a little bit more flex, and this sometimes it's really good for track like this.
She looks like a lengthy vessel as well. Good length of a bike.
Yes.
Essential downhill racing. He's 0.2 of a second in touch at the first split, the Swiss rider.
Yeah, he's looking good. He looks smooth, and it looks like the bike is working. He work the bike really nicely.
It looks glued to the ground.
Yes, exactly. It remind me a little bit of the bike of Finn and Bruni.
Yeah.
Just, you know, sticking to the ground.
I thought you were going to say Euro Cannondale. That was glued to the ground as well.
Yeah, exactly. I was glued to the bike. Oh, the same line that Lanyo, like halfway. That look hard.
Hooter relying on every single minute spent in the gym in the off season there to keep himself upright. 2.6 seconds back now. It's moving away from him slightly. But there's plenty of time to be made on the Black Snake here in Val Di Sole, Biteland in Trentino.
It's plenty of time to make at the bottom if you have the power and the energy enough to make it happen though.
Yeah, that Gamut's tracking the ground absolutely superbly.
Oh, bottom out, you hear
you
that?
hear it, yeah, that big honk noise.
Yeah, but you know, on the braking zone, you can see the bike sitting, you know, grabbing the ground, like squatting really nicely.
Yep, plenty of room to work. Hooter now, still going 3.2 back though. Maybe just getting tired, Cedric, slightly.
Yeah, it is tired. He is tired when he actually needs. Oh, he saved that one really good though.
Did save it. You had a good sniff of the stem, but managed to sit back up again.
It's really important to have that 30-second, you know, that section is so key today.
Yeah, it's fundamental.
Yes, it is.
3.699 back for Hooter, so he's slow.
There's a little bit more time, but still pretty much in control. He didn't lose a huge amount. He was still on 3, you know.
Keeping it moving down here now. Mike Leon Hooter.
But definitely amazed about how well the bike is working.
Yeah, round that left-hander then, heads for the right-hander. And then it is just a matter of churning and pedaling and waiting for this finish line jump for it all to be over, and survival is key, and you have survived a run of the Black Snake. Then Leon Hooter across the line, 3.6 back after qualifying 5th yesterday. So still to come.
We'll see about
top 4 fastest. Ryan Pinkerton then from the USA. Fastest qualifier yesterday with a 3:45.7. The benchmark time, can he go faster again today on that new GT running Fox suspension with a national champ sleeve off the USA?
Pretty aggressive at the top, inside line there to those bike park corners. We want to see him. He went to the ground.
Same place as Marini, 2 seconds at the first split, but 1.3 back at the second, and then a big crash. Ryan Pinkerton.
And he was in green on split 3.
Still trucking on through here though.
Yes, exactly. He's still going, but...
And he's up!
Yeah.
100th up now for Pinkerton. So Pinkerton
definitely did something right.
To paraphrase Bon Jovi, has kept the faith down here.
Yes, exactly. I love the way you're able to just come back on the bike and charge it even harder. This this is mental game. I love it.
Maybe it's made him angry, Cedric.
Oh yes, he's like, yeah. Brian is watching TV.
He knows Brian Lopes is at home watching this.
Exactly.
Time to perform.
You better perform.
1.8 now.
Awesome, he's doing good. That's exactly what he's saying. You can make mistakes, you can go to the ground, but it's not over.
Over the inside
it's
there.
over.
What a run from Ryan Pinkerton. The two of us have sat back in our chairs counting him out of this one, but
I love it.
Heads off that big fly-off into the big left-hander. Are we going to see the American against all odds set the new fastest time here in Val Di Sole?
Come on, kid, this is insane.
Pinkerton, never say die, heads to the line. What's he going to stop the clock at? Ryan Pinkerton goes for 3:44.717, 1.6 faster.
He's like, I went to the grand, boys, you lucky.
Knocks a second off his quality time with a crash, Ryan Pinkerton. Free to go then, let's head back to the top. Bodie Kuhn then, the man who set the internet on fire when he was green on the splits in the race on a wet track. Last time out, the Canadian for Trek Factory Racing. No, it's a bike race, Cedric.
So aggressive, you see his body, he wants more, you can see he's like jumping into the corner like, come on, I need more, give me some.
Right, let's see what he can make of this section through that really, really choppy dust. He's 2.9 faster.
Oh, he's aggressive.
Coming into the section where Pinkerton had his crash. Is this Kuhn's chance to just move that clock on? Big gap. And he's super fast through there.
Oh, he's basically glued his hand into the grips.
He's lost a bit of time, but he's still 2 seconds faster.
But it's okay, when 2.9, you can afford those little mistake.
Bodie's on the move here.
Oh, halfway between the two, darker line, like outside and inside.
Second place at the last round.
Wow!
Oh,
just this.
Smashing through that dust.
Oh, just dust and fish flying all over the place.
Cedric, this is maximum attack stuff from Kuhn.
Maximum attack, and you see, different bikes than we saw earlier, glued to the ground. This bike is more,
He's moved, he's lost 1.7 in there, but it's still green.
Still green, like you say, doesn't matter. Inside line, this is a line today, I think, but you have to be able to take it though.
Like, that Trek looks absolutely perfectly set up. He's just not getting moved around at all on it as he heads down towards this big left-hander Kuhn now. Pulls it over, just hangs a foot off.
Oh, that's the front.
And as he lost that time there, though, the front just disappeared on him right when he needed it most. Bodie Kuhn comes down the line for Canada for Trek Factory Racing and goes fastest, 0.929.
Wow. He was on the edge, like we said, two different bikes. The Trek a little bit more playful, and what we saw earlier, a bike more glued to the ground. Two different setup for different riders.
As we head now, 2 to go, Christian Hauser for the Union. The man who won the first round in Lenzerheide at his first attempt at the UCI World Cup. The Italian racing at home in Italy.
Oh, he's spindling everywhere already.
Unbelievably fast, big rider.
Yeah, big rider, taller rider. Oh, wow, that's good there. Big off camber, low line. Oh, he's charging. Oh, too much maybe.
Huge crash from Hauser, but he gets up back at his feet straight away before we can even really start talking about that run. So Hauser's down, so we're now back to the top. For Henry Kiefer, what can he do to get today? Second fastest in qualifying yesterday with a 3:46, so he will have to go faster than that quality time if he wants to win today, the German national champion. For Canyon Collective Pirelli, what is the first split going to tell us?
Yeah, be careful here. This is what I saw in practice. A lot of compression there and there, doubling out.
So he's nearly 3 seconds back, but he has got all of these woods on the Black Snake to play with if he wants to beat the overall series leader, Bodie Kuhn.
Oh, and clipping here, losing control of the bike.
So his foot just coming out of that clipless pedal.
And they use that as well to control the bike under your body, like you use the clips to control the bike, but when you're 2.9, it's going to be a tough one.
As he heads now down the second half of this run, Henry Kiefer, is he just chasing this a bit much, Cedric? Just trying a bit hard?
He's trying hard, he lost time and he was like basically losing the grip on the front, left and right. This is difficult, like I say, when you start to fight against the bike and against your mind, this is difficult.
Yeah, we saw Bodie Kuhn just really crack on with it, just get his head down and Everything looked in control and polished with Henry Kiefer now. Looks like he's chasing this run slightly, the big German rider.
It's funny the way it looked like he's cruising on this section, like really high up on the bike and not, not squatting a little bit, just like try to relax a little bit to recompose himself.
Yeah, his teammate Lucas Lagno had a great run earlier on. He'll be trying to channel some of that in the second half of this one. Through the steep section.
Same line than Lagno.
Yeah, Lagno made good sense of that one. He has found 0.4 of a second now, Henry Kiefer, so he is cracking on here.
Yeah, he gets some time on split 2. He's going the right direction, that's for sure. Oh, I love the way he's doubling up to make things easier.
Yeah, here's just about the only flat section on the course, and still you're traveling at tremendous speed before this big pull off that gap.
2.7, lose a little bit of time, but I like the way what he's doing. Jumping things is difficult just to make it easier. I really like that.
Yeah, just taking the bike off the ground to get it over those impacts to stop it from slowing down. But 2.7 back now, so it's moved again, 2/10 on him.
Yes, but still possible. We saw the last wood section is a lot of time to make, or make even worse, like mistakes. Oh, inside there. Oh,
that works.
Well done. That works really well.
Yeah, so Kiefer does have some lines in his pocket here.
Yeah, he's taking it too. It means like he still see the track.
2.2 now, so he's found half a second.
That was good. Those lines was interesting.
We saw in Ryan Pinkerton's run that the impossible is possible. This is looking good.
Until the line, everything is possible. Oh, he saved that one so good though.
Holding himself up on the bike, Henry Kiefer. Off that fly off.
Only 2 corners left for him now.
Kiefer. Maximum adhesion into that right-hand corner, heads the line, dips his head. Is it going to be enough? Kiefer crosses the line, and it's good enough for third, which means Bodie Kuhn has won here in Val Di Sole, the third round of the UCI Mountain Bike Downhill World Cup for the junior men. Trek Factory Racing.
What a ride!
What a ride from Bodie Kuhn. Well deserved as well, the overall points leader after that great result last time out in Leogang.
Yeah, and this is good, it means like Trek Bikes is working on that track. This is something to make you confident as well, maybe for the other riders on the elite men. That's something you look as well, like.
There you have something you don't see that often these days. Max Commensal, the owner of Commensal Bikes, walking away from a race he hasn't won.
Yeah, it's
rare that you see it. Bodie Kuhn then takes the win here ahead of the unbelievable Ryan Pinkerton. Henry Kiefer in third, Luca Lagno in fourth, Leo Abella in fifth. Well, that one delivered, Cedric. Wall-to-wall action.
Really tight. I mean, we're talking about the Blast Snake. It's only like, it's so tight, the timing already. Those juniors deliver every weekend, and it doesn't matter the track. So impressed.
You never know what's going to happen with the juniors.
Yeah, and it's different riders all the time. It means like it's a bright future for those riders in elite men.
Well, disappointment for Christian Hauser there with the DNF. After that big crash, saw him taken out. Plenty more downhill racing to come this weekend.
They're just behind him. The drone just following him with the cards.
Look at that for a shot, yeah.
Those slow-mo just insane, the quality.
Bodie Kuhn, look how well that bike just reset itself off the ground.
And sending.
And I'm down here with the winner, Bodie Kuhn. Bodie, after 2 second places in Lenzerheide and Leogang, you've finally made it to the top spot here in Val Di Sole. What worked for you today?
To be honest, it was a bit of a struggle of a day. In practice this morning, the conditions were really hard. There was a lot of dry and a lot of wet, and working through that was tough. I didn't really feel like I had that edge that I needed. But going up, had a really good warm up, felt confident in the start gate, and then just did the run I knew I was possible of. I mean, there was mistakes in there and there was close moments, but I think I found a good edge of where to push and where not to, and it worked for me today.
And it did. Well done. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Bodie Kuhn then. We get to see some of the action here. Always looked in control throughout the run.
I look in control. I love the way, like he's hitting things, but when he knows it's going to stop him, it just release the brakes and push the bike forward. And this is what is important today on the Black Snake, just carry speed. Speed is your friend.
Speed is your friend, and here is what that speed has done for the overall standings then, Bodie Kuhn. 35 points to the good, ahead of the last man on the hill, Henry Kiefer. Ryan Pinkerton, 57 points
With
back.
With a crash.
Hard won those points. Leo Abea, Christian Hauser, Hooter, Lanyo, Marini. Dean Jewitts in 11th. Castellanos Liberal in 12th. Marino 13th. Rick 14th. Don Platt in 15th. Plenty more to come from him.
It's a bright future for all those young riders. We look young, but just the faces. When they put the helmet on and the goggles, ooh, it's business.
And the top dogs as well, all on big teams already.
Yeah, already signed.
Already signed and sealed,
And
snapped up.
This is good. Like, some people have some good nose, you know, and picking up the right people already.
Yeah, absolutely essential. Well, let's have a look at what racing we have yet to come ahead of us here in Val Di Sole, one of the most famous locations in mountain biking. So later on this evening we have got the cross-country short track, women's start at 17:45, and then the short track men 18:30. Should be a grand finale for our day's racing there. Saturday, all about the downhill semis, then the finals from 1 o'clock on. And Sunday, cross-country Olympic starts early with the women's under-23 race, and then goes all the way through to half-free for the elite men.
You're going to have another big weekend.
Yeah, I'm going to be busy.
I love it.
I'm going to be busy. They keep me busy. It's the safest way, isn't it, really?
It's interesting racing. The short track, everything is just a sport on, and big fight, like as much as a downhill.
And we haven't got any water coming into the commentary booth, which is key.
This is
which
good.
is really key.
Yeah, it's a good box.
It's a good comms box. But thanks very much for joining us for all the action from the UCI Mountain Bike Downhill World Cup. The third round here from Val Di Sole in Trentino in Italy. What a thrilling morning of junior racing we have had. Cedric, thanks very much for joining us, and don't forget to tune back in later on for the cross-country short track. We'll see you then.
Thank you.